In the past 20 years, we've seen an increase in TV and film programming that reflects the diversity and audience reach of the LGBTQ community. We can now watch shows on major networks, attend film festivals, or catch our favorite web series. There's even a national cable channel, Logo, whose mission is the acquisition and distribution of media content specifically aimed at what's now seen as a very viable market.
So are we there yet in terms of diverse content that represents the big picture of the LGBTQ community? In a moment, we'll ask our two guests about this, but first, let's take a look at a trailer from a documentary one of them has directed. Here is The New Black.
Don't let people get you talking about gay rights. This is not about a gay right. There's a difference between civil rights and sacred rights.
Same-sex marriage is going to be put to vote here in Maryland.
No same-sex marriage in the state of Maryland.
Honk your horn if you believe.
Many people in the state's religious community, especially in African American churches, still oppose gay marriage and are vowing to continue their fight against it.
Thousands of Marylanders around the state want to see marriage defined and upheld between one man and one woman.
All of a sudden, it was black versus gay.
Marquise had asked, when are you and Mama getting married? And, well, we're working on it.
Regardless of what laws they may write, God designed the family.
We were blasphemous enough to compare the gay movement with the movement for civil rights and black folks. Is gay the new black?
I believe this election is going to be a referendum on the church.
If we don't reach out to these people, who's going to reach out to these people? Opposition.
Remember, vote for question 6.
God do not make lesbians. He when we have the right to agree to disagree.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
But let me finish.
You're right.
I feel like I couldn't be myself because I thought that I would shame you.
Okay, are you registered to vote?
I ain't voting on my own gays and shit, though. Why?
Okay, why? What's up?
Let's be clear. This is the unfinished business of black people being free.
We are the sheep of another fold.
Our journey is not complete until our gay brothers and sisters are treated like anyone else under the law.
Our wool is black, but not our souls. Jesus will never.
I'm ready to win. I'm ready to make history.
Talk about a trailer.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to get my ticket. Now we want to welcome two writer, director, and producers to our studio. Uriba Riken made The New Black, whose trailer we just saw. Very nice to have you here.
Wonderful to be here. It's
Richin.
Richin. Just think rich.
All right.
Richin.
I'm not mad with that association. Thank you, Ms. Richin. And also joining us is Tai Chun, who's created a new scripted series about male escorts, Greg, titled Call Me.
I have a lot of questions about that.
A cameo in the series?
No cameos. Ms. Richin, I would like to start with you. We just saw that incredible trailer. What were some of the most amazing or surprising things you learned in making this documentary?
Well, the thing that has been so amazing about making the documentary, getting it out there, having it broadcast, it's now on VOD, is I started this film in 2010. That's when I started shooting. And if you remember back to 2010, the landscape was very different. Yeah. Barack Obama had not come out for marriage equality. Proposition 8 had just happened, where black folks were blamed for the end of gay marriage in California, and that's really what started my thinking about making a film, looking at these issues and how we got into this place where African Americans and the LGBTQ community were pitted against each other, and of course black LGBT voices were completely left out. But what has been amazing is the incredible change that we've seen since that time. I mean, the film came out in 2013. We did the festivals. We had a run at a film forum in 2014, and we were broadcast on PBS in 2014. That was the first year. That year, the Supreme Court threw out Defense of Marriage Act. Right. Barack Obama had come out for gay marriage, the NAACP had come out for marriage equality. And of course, we're literally sitting here today waiting for the next Supreme Court victory. It might be today, if maybe Monday. And so it's just amazing the change that we've seen so rapidly on this issue. And that's been incredible to take the film around the country, to have the film broadcast nationally, and to engage in these conversations about the issue.
Now, Ty, you're the festival founder, am I right?
Yes.
Here's the fest. We have a shot. Here's the festival. Here's you in the fashion industry trailblazer in Black Enterprise magazine. Ty, what do you find to be the ultimate value of the festival and the LGBTQ community?
The ultimate value is the fact that we give a voice and we give a safe place for people to have expression on their art. You know, so we come from so many different walks of life in the LGBT community, especially in the Black experience of the LGBTQ community, and we need to be able to express ourselves and have a safe place to do so. A young boy, when we were doing the ABFF, towards the end of it, we were, marketing and all that for our festival, and he asked me, well, will I be safe there? Will I be able to be myself? And that just broke my heart, because it's 2015 and you should not be worrying about being safe expressing yourself and your art.
So speaking of that art and expression, creating safe spaces, I guess we have to begin by seeing it before we can even feel it. So talking about representation of that largely absent voice that was gays versus Black, and the Black gay voice was missing, how are we doing now with the landscape of bringing people of color who happen to be in the LGBTQ spectrum on the TV, besides the sassy gay Black friend that pops up on a sitcom every now and again? We all love some Pinot Noir, but how are we doing with bringing images as diverse as the community is?
I mean, I think that we're doing better in some respects, and we still have a long way to go. I mean, it's kind of like how a lot of progress is. You make a little steps forward, and then you still need 10 steps forward. I mean, to me, it's really about having people who are the decision makers in networks, in film festivals, creating your own film festival, and also the makers being people of color. And it's not just LGBT folks. I mean, it's people of color in general. I mean, we know that there's a diversity problem in terms of our media representation, and who are creating the images. So, we have, I think, great strides when you look at real mainstream stuff like Shonda Rhimes and, Ava DuVernay, really bringing in different kinds of voices. But it's a real sort of, small percentage. I think what's amazing is that how social media has been able to expand the voices and expand the conversation, and people creating their own web series, and I think that's wonderful. The real question is, how do we get eyes to that? How do we get people seeing that? My film is, was a PBS co-production, and PBS has been a great supporter of, voices from communities that we don't normally see, and it needs to continue to be that way with shows like POV and Independent Lens.
And I'm sorry, we are so closing in, but I know Greg wanted to get into the male escorts.
Let's address the big issue.
Web series and getting eyes on the thing.
Where do people see Call Me?
So Call Me is today. I'm actually premiering it at My True Colors Film Festival at the Faison Firehouse Theater up in Harlem on 124th Street. I'll be between Convent and St. Nicholas. I'll be premiering it today at 6 p.m. And then we go into production next month, and we'll be airing our first 8 episodes on YouTube for the first 8 episodes, because we're in discussions with different networks and stuff like that. Speaking of getting the content on network television.
Where do people get tickets for the festival?
Okay, so you can go to mytruecolorsfestival.com and you select view, and you go to tickets, and you'll see Tai Chun Call Me series, and you can get tickets. And we also have tickets for tomorrow for a bunch of other different showcases that we have there. Hush Hush is one of the big ones that's going to be there tomorrow. Tomorrow's our closing date. We were there from the 18th to the 26th. So we did really well first year out.
So you're in like our last 30 seconds, the most unfair question of the day. What if you're like me and you're always yelling at the TV when the new shows are coming out? Like, where are we? Why is it all like this? And there's not what would you suggest someone do?
Well, I suggest that they can go to iTunes and rent The New Black. And it's also going to be out on Netflix next month as well, July. So please check it out. And, you know, I think it's about creating your own stories, making your own, figuring out how to get eyes on it. And if if you don't like the media, go out and change it.
Thank you both so much for being here. Hope you come back again sometime soon.
Thank you.